In many regards, David Letterman is the perfect antidote to the airless celebrity interview. During his long, legendary tenure as a late-night talk show host, he earned a reputation for keeping guests on their toes and cracking plenty of jokes at their expense. Of course, Letterman has also fallen victim to plenty of guests who went out of their way to be openly confrontational, provocative, and gleefully obnoxious. Here's a closer look at some of David Letterman's most uncomfortable interviews. Madonna. People magazine called Madonna's March 1994 appearance on The Late Show the most censored network talk show episode in history. It finds the pop star at her most experimentally insufferable. To be fair, Letterman wasn't exactly in fine form either.
Guest tonight is one of the biggest stars in the world. In the past 10 years, she has sold over 80 million albums, starred in countless films, and slept with some of the biggest names in the entertainment industry.
As Madonna took the stage, she handed Letterman a balled-up pair of underwear. She also chomped and sucked on a cigar, said the F word 14 times, and compared a microphone to a particular part of the male anatomy. She also refused to leave the stage, prompting aggravated folks in the audience to shout,
Who said that?
No, that's the guy you wouldn't kiss earlier.
After a commercial break, Letterman dropped this singer.
Well, I see we've been canceled. There is no show tomorrow night.
Justin Bieber. It would seem David Letterman is not a fan of body art, nor is he particularly fond of Justin Bieber. When the Biebs breezed onto The Late Show in June 2012, the curmudgeonly host gave him considerable grief for some new ink. Things went from merely uncomfortable to all-out intense when Letterman grabbed hold of Bieber's arm and started meddling with the singer's new Believe tattoo.
You know, I got Believe.
Get that off of there.
Hey, this is a brand new.
The awkwardness didn't end there, as Letterman advised Bieber not to completely cover himself in tattoos like the Sistine Chapel, to which Bieber responded,
I'm not going for the 16th chapel. Look.
Canadian high school.
Michael Richards. Talk about a switcheroo. Anyone who tuned in to watch Jerry Seinfeld's interview with Letterman in November 2006 was instead treated to a blazingly awkward apology from Michael Richards, who appeared via satellite from Los Angeles. Richards had recently spewed out a litany of racist slurs during a stand-up comedy routine. During his Late Show apology, he used some awkward terminology.
Nasty things to some Afro-Americans, a lot of trash talk, and
Stop laughing, it's not funny.
A dazed, glassy-eyed Richards wasn't even sure this was the best way to address the situation, but he made an effort to salvage the moment.
I just have to do personal work.
Crispin Glover. In July 1987, actor Crispin Glover appeared on Late Night and kicked up enough free-floating anxiety to blow a hole through the space-time continuum. From the moment Glover sauntered on stage in a bizarro fright wig, tight pinstripe slacks, platform shoes, and cooked-out glasses, it was clear this interview was being transmitted from the dark side of the crystal. In a sing-song voice, Glover read excerpts from an LA Weekly article that disparaged him, prompting Letterman to ask his sidekick Paul Schaefer,
Is this the first time you've seen another guy drown? Is this the first time you've watched a guy die?
Is that you're talking about you or him?
Yeah, no, me.
The situation escalated when Glover challenged Letterman to an impromptu arm wrestling match and then unleashed a karate kick that almost hit Letterman in the face.
I'm going to go check on the top 10. I'll be back.
Glover has remained tight-lipped about what prompted his dazzling tour de force freakout, though he offered a bit of an explanation in a follow-up appearance a few weeks later.
I'll say it was, it was kind of, I wanted it to be this interesting kind of a thing that would happen that people would find interesting.
Andy Kaufman. Legendary comic Andy Kaufman stopped by Late Night with David Letterman on several occasions, and every appearance was pretty uncomfortable in one way or another. But the most uncomfortable of them all was probably the 1982 episode in which he got knocked right out of his chair by wrestler Jerry Lawler. At the time, the comedian was referring to himself as the world's first intergender wrestling champion. The scuffle was big news, but in truth, there was never any real animosity between Kaufman and Lawler, who told Film Fad in 2014 that the moment was just almost like improv.
I'll see you. You're up. As far as I'm concerned, you hear me? I will get you for this.
Joaquin Phoenix. In February 2009, Joaquin Phoenix put his own awkward spin on Andy Kaufman's prankish performance art. During his interview with Letterman, the usually clean-cut actor looked like a cross between a hobo, a cult leader, and a late-career Jim Morrison.
What can you tell us about your days with the Unabomber?
It turned out that the dazed and mumbly appearance was part of a lengthy publicity campaign for the mockumentary I'm Still Here, which imagined Phoenix abandoning acting to pursue a new career as a hip-hop artist.
And Joaquin, I'm sorry you couldn't be here tonight.
It's funny.